And when we remove the uterus, when we spay, we remove it right just caudal to the cervix, right at the uterine body. So you can see where these two uterine horns are already starting right there. So we've got a right and a left uterine horn, and they are suspended by this membrane, which in dogs tends to pick up a lot of fat. That's called the broad ligament. And out here is the ovarian bursa, which if you open it up, you find the ovary in there. And on some of these specimens, you can see the infundibulum real well, the structure that captures the ova. I don't know which one of these shows it real well. Oviducts, you're not going to see them on dogs or cats. They're so small, they're so short, they're just lost in all of these folds. And some of the structures you might see on the ovaries, and I wouldn't ask because I'm not sure if that's a corpus luteum or a corpus albicans, but they're probably corpus lutea. So this animal just ovulated not too long before it was spayed. We have, I know on a cat one here, we have a really neat corpus luteum on the ovary. Is that the one? Maybe I didn't get that uterus out. Well, anyway, I wouldn't ask you to. Oh, this is interesting because this dog was in anestrus. She wasn't doing anything, and so the ovary is just as smooth as can be. There's really nothing on it. Oh, here, this spongy looking or velvety looking structure right there inside the ovarian bursa, that is your infundibulum that actively captures these ova when they're released. Testes, when we take these out, they are actually wrapped in this membrane here, which is the tunica vaginalis. It comes up and it covers the entire testes. When we go to remove them, we cut that tunica vaginalis and pop the testes out. And so that's why you've got this tunica vaginalis, which is turned inside out and hanging down. So, structures here that are easily identifiable. There is the, what is that structure right there?
Epididymis.
That's the epididymis. And if you remember, the epididymis starts out as a head at this end. Then there's the body, coils around here. Then there's the tail. And the tail ultimately becomes this tubular structure right there, which is the
Ductus deferens.
Ductus deferens. And the only other interesting feature here is the blood vessels. Remember, we've got the testicular artery coming in, testicular veins going back. They're all wrapped around one another as a heat exchanging mechanism. And so what you're looking at right there is this pampiniform plexus, the vessels. And on some of these, they show up a little better. We don't inject latex, but we do with the blood when it clots in there, gives them that bluish discoloration. But again, that's the pampiniform plexus. This tubular structure is the ductus deferens.